Hi, and welcome down to Devon Koi Pond on, well, I won't say it's a super cold morning. Don't think we managed to frost this morning, but we've had 3 frosts this week. Been cold overnight. The pond's actually down into single figures. We're down at 9.2, which is that point where I'm going to put the covers on. So that's what we're going to be doing here this morning. I'll start that in a minute. But before I do, a few people asked for a little bit more info on the laser cutting and such like. So quite happy to whip you over into a quick video of show you what it can do. I'll pop you over to that, but before we do, please, if you haven't already, smash a like and subscribe down here. It would be much appreciated. We'll be cutting the videos down through the winter, probably just one a month or something like that. But if a few people are interested in the laser cutting, I'll go into that a little bit over the winter. We'll see. But let's just nip into the workshop a minute and have a quick look at that. Right then, here's what we're going to be cutting on the laser. One of my koi plaques. I'll mount the camera over the laser so that you can see. Excuse the noise in here. It's difficult. I've got the piece of plastic mounted in the middle. I've got it supported up on some bits. I'll mount the camera up a minute and set it up. I've got to do the lid up, so leave the lid up so the camera can see. So I'm going to be stood the other side of the machine well out the way. So as you can see, it's cutting the letters out, cuts it out in detail through the item as it goes. I'll speed it up in a minute. Obviously it's going to be a little bit too much for you to watch all of it. But I'll speed it up a bit so you can see the finished item as I take it out of the box. But I'll leave it cut for a bit of music for a minute, just for those of you that seem very interested in this kind of thing. A sheet of black plastic it's cutting at the moment, black acrylic. It's just got a white protective polythene on both sides so that you don't damage and scratch the sheets. Peel it off after it's cut, kind of thing. Okay, so there you go, that's a full cut done on a black. The red spot you can see isn't actually the laser light. There's a small laser pointer on the back, very low wattage, that points down to the cutting spot. So that's that, and the true cutting time on that, without being sped up, was 10 minutes 18 seconds. 10 minutes 18 seconds, so not too bad. I'm cutting a little bit overpowered here at the moment, but this is what you get. Full koi black cut in black. I can do these more or less to any style, any kind of thing you can dream up I can probably do, but obviously one-offs do cost more. These are for sale on eBay, you'll find them. Right, there you go. That's it, all done. That's a quick look at the laser. Okay, I will go into it a bit more in future videos for those of you that are showing any interest. Right, let's get back outside. Right, okay, as you can see, that's the laser cutter burning away. A little bit dangerous having the lid up on it, so you're going to keep well out of the way. That laser light could beam off in any direction, and you certainly don't want to be hit by it in your eye. Right, fish all seem quite perky, considering the temperature drop anyway. They're hungry for some food this morning. They've still been wumping the food down all this week. Medikoi, NT Labs, wheat German garlic, that's what I feed through the winter, as I've said before. They wumped that down. They had good feed yesterday, and there's quite a bit of poopy on the bottom of the pond. So I've got to give that a sweep in a bit. It does get sucked up through the day, but early in the mornings when you come down and they've been lying on the bottom through the night or whatever, you do get a bit of a build up of it on the bottom. It does work its way to the drain, but quick sweep around the bottom to sort that out. Right, onto these covers. I've set up this camera and I'll pop up another one, so I'll flip between the two angles for you all. I've got to say it as well, I've pulled out my pot full of stuff, and I think some of my balls are missing, but we'll see as we put it together. I think I'm lacking on wedges as well, but we'll put it together and we'll see what happens. So as I said, pond temperature 9.2. Get this cover on, get a few sunny days, and that should bring it up back into the low teens hopefully. But fish seem okay with it, and I've held off as long as I can. I'll give you a quick look in the veg filter as well. I'll lift the cover back on that in a bit. But let's get on and pop these covers on. Bit of some severe wind there in the week as well. So fish all looking good. Right, so here we go, cover bars. Okay, so as I showed in the drawing the other week, I've got notches in the end, which just gives me there's bits I can do. Now, pop a small ball in. They're easy pop across, and the balls hold them in place. This will be a bit fiddly. It'll take me 10 minutes. Enough time. The water's cold. Sticking your fingers in it. It's one of the big payoffs with this, you know, to keep the sheets as tight to the water as possible. The water level's a bit high at the moment. I'll drop it down so it's just under and not touching the bars. We'll work it from that point. Small sheet on that end. Always a bit of a faffle the first time, but they slide easy enough. Once they're in there, they've been in and out a few times. Slide pretty easy. Certainly seem to be lacking in the small balls. Plenty of big balls, but not enough small balls. I've put a couple of extra ones in under the skimmer head. Hope that stay up. I think that's where they've gone. Reckon you can order more balls online, chaps. Sorry folks, in a pond, but you're going to have to lose your ducks. Oh, okay. Okay, there you go, that's them on. That was a bit harder that time, I struggled. There's an easier way to do it, but I just put them on that way. It's easier to measure the bars out and then slice the sheets in. I should have done it. Got a real cold hand on that. That water's not nice at that. 9.2, 9.3. I'll take you over and show you in a second. But there, I normally just push them back a couple of foot now through the winter if I want some light to get in on a bright day. But now I'm hoping we'll get a couple of degrees jump as soon as we get some sun in the water. I'll get a bit of heat back in. Time to do a filter clean, most definitely. I'll pop you over a second and we'll have a look at the veg a minute. Before we do that, please remember, smash like, subscribe down here. But I'll flip onto the other camera and take you over.
Here we are,
have a look at
as
that.
I said, 9.1, 9.2, 9.3, so split difference 9.2. I'm just topping up with a bit of water at the moment. This wants a clean. Right, here's the veg now before I cover it over for the winter. Look how that moss is going. Bit of foam wants to clean in the top of the gutter in there. But that moss is certainly taking off now. Also, The baby's tears down there is actually looking like it's starting to grow in there. Right, got me a spare tray of baby's tears that I'll just leave in underneath the cover. Right. Big plant still growing. It'll grow back some now, even through the winter. And surprise, surprise, the bloody lilies are still popping leaves out. Really strange. Right, pop you back over on the step a minute, and I can get on with my filter cleaning after we wind this video up. You can see the dirty track there, look, and that one there in the bottom of the filter. That's obviously where the water tracks across the veg filter and deposits fines in the veg filter as it goes. And it's surprising how much is there, which is dead algae off the moving bed and the fixed bed that's in there, all that coming out the filters, which would normally go back into your pond again. But this final veg tank actually takes it out. Right, let's get you on the step. Okay, I'll leave this one being out. So, hope you all enjoyed this week's visit. As I said, there probably won't be a video next week. If I've got something to video, I'll video it. I'm going to do my filter clean now and hoping for some sunshine later today. We have had a couple of bright days this week. Yesterday it was absolutely glorious in the day. If the covers have been over, we'd have built some more heater back underneath. I'm sure I'll get a couple of degrees back in there before it dives off again, but we're in November now, for Christ's sake. It's actually the 5th of November, the Friday, that I'm filming this, and I normally cover the pond over a week, maybe 2 weeks before this. So I've had an extra 2 weeks with the fish this year, so I'm well happy at that. But from down here in Devon, as I said, if you haven't already, smash like, subscribe. Always like to greet new subscribers to the channel, and we've got some content coming, I'm sure. But maybe not a video next week, I don't know. If not, I'll pop a posting on the Facebook page that there won't be a video, but don't be surprised if there isn't, and I'll catch you in probably 2-3 weeks time or whatever, when I've got something more videoed. Right, from down here in not so sunny Devon, and it's actually warmed up a little bit down here, but I was saying air temp 14.9, but bloody water's cold, I can tell you that. Don't want to go sticking your fingers in it this time of year. So bye for now, happy ponding, catch you all soon.